foil tape is this is pretty good stuff. It's very sticky. But so that's supposed to keep the heat out. So that you
That's a much smaller roll than like your R19s that are like, I don't know, they're huge. Welcome to Wilson's Wild Ride. I'm Wilson, and it's getting hot. So there's one thing that that I want to do to the camper. This is the new camper, and because when you go up the steps here, I notice when you go up the steps, I'm feeling some warm air coming through these grates. That's where the furnace is. And what I'm going to do is what it is the drywall area, that heat is coming through and coming into the camper right there. So we want to stop that so the air conditioners don't have to work so hard. And it's only May, so it's going to get hotter. So this is a very good, I think this is a really good place to start. I did order some of those little pillows for the vents up top. That's supposed to help. If you guys have any other ideas, please feel free to leave us comments to let us know what those are. This happens to be the Keystone Alpine 3220 RL. So if any of you have one of this model and there's something that you've done and it really worked well for you, please leave it in the comments. We would love to hear about that. All right, I have already ripped this package off, but as you can see, this is foil tape. It's multi-purpose. This really works good on like duct work, so I wanted to use this. This is an R value of 6, this insulation, and this is the insulation that I'm going to be using. It's a duct insulation. It's 12 inches wide by 2 inches thick, and this is 15 feet long, which we're not going to need that much on this application, thank goodness. But so we're going to take it out of the package here. So that's a much smaller roll than like your R19s that are like, I don't know, they're huge. Okay. Now this guy's going to swell up on us, which that's what we're looking for.
Ooh.
See? That's what we want. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do after unpackaging this stuff is I'm going to take the grates off of this, and it's just you got a screw on each corner. Make sure this is in reverse because I don't want to strip nothing. Okay. All right. Now the screws are out of the top grate. Probably going to have to remove the bottom one too, but let's see what we can do with just the top one out. Now right in here is where the furnace is. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see in there very well, but it's kind of dark. But in there is a bunch of wiring. It's awesome. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we cover this area really well, and make sure to stay away from any kind of connections. And it looks like it's got this little frame right here, and then it's got another one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach that insulation to this frame. That will keep it at least looks like about 3 inches away from the side of the frame of the furnace. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do.
You sure you're not supposed to cover that up or anything?
Cover what up?
Like the grates.
So the grates, I mean, they're there so you can see what's going on with your furnace. It's there also mainly so you can like remove them. It's easy to remove. It's easy to get in there and actually work on your furnace, even though it is kind of a tight spot. It's still that's your hole to do that. With this insulation, that's not going to hinder any of that. What will happen is if we have to do that, which I hope we don't, but if we do, we can just move the insulation out. Just pull the insulation right back out, and when we're done, we can put the insulation right back. All right, so stick this in here.
You think that's gonna do something?
Well, it's supposed to. It's insulation. Now we're gonna see we got it in there.
That's it.
And well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape it in. So, but that's kind of the idea. We're gonna use the tape and spots to make sure that it's taped down, and that's gonna keep that hot air from coming through those grates because hot air
Yeah.
rises, and next thing you know, this whole area right here is warm.
And
because
we've been struggling with that for
well,
the
we
past couple
have.
days.
The ACs have been struggling to keep up, and this is going to, like I said, this is going to stop that hot air from coming through here. And like I said, make sure you don't put it up against your furnace. Don't put it up against your wiring. Keep it away from that stuff. Make sure it stays away from it. Do make sure you seal this up really well. That way you don't have that heat coming through there. And yeah, this foil tape is this is pretty good stuff. It's very sticky, so you gotta really be careful when you take it off, because that way it doesn't. So I went on the very top up here and did it to the bottom of this step. I just taped it from the insulation to the bottom of this step right here, and I'm going to do that all the way down and all the way across up here and all the way down the sides. And then I'm going to have a little bit of a gap down here in the bottom, which I'm going to take another piece of this and put across there, and then we'll tape that up real good. And I think that's going to have us. I think that's going to do it. Okay, now it's kind of an extensive tape job, so just put on your patient pants when you do this, because you want to make sure that you get all the little holes, because once you get the insulation in there, then you see, oh, there's a new hole up top. So just take your time. It's going to take a little while to get the tape all done, but let me give you a kind of a closer view of this.
And you were able to get in all sides.
Yeah, I got all sides. See, all the way to each side.
Off the extra.
And I didn't even have to take the bottom panel off. See, the bottom panel's still there. So, yeah.
Okay.
Now, hopefully that will definitely keep the heat from coming through here again.
On to the next, trying to insulate.
Right, on to the next thing to insulate. All right, the next thing that we are going to do for the insulation is, I got these pillows that go inside the vents. They're 14 by 14, and we're gonna open them up. I saw someone that used these, and they swore by them. Now, it's up to you whether you would like to take them out every time you take a shower. They said you don't have to, because of course the air conditioner pulls the humidity out of the air inside, but I always like to open mine because it gets it allows the steam to just immediately go away. So this came with two of them, one for the bathroom and then also one for the kitchen. Boy, they really don't want you to get in this, do they? Now this thing is supposed to be 14 by 14, and it's supposed to swell up to 3 inches. Oh, they come with little strips here. Let's see what it says. All right. Oh, okay. So these are just little these are Velcro strips. It says for you to put it on the sides. So let's see how it fits in there first. So what you want to make sure to put it in with this part facing up and the white part facing down. That's going to reflect the heat. I guess they give you these in case it doesn't fit as nicely as that. But so that's supposed to keep the heat out. Nice. So that you do lose a lot of energy right there. The heat, because the heat coming in especially during the heat of the day. We'll hold on to these just in case, you know, it starts to get looser, because I probably will pull it out and open that up whenever I shower, just to allow that steam out. But then afterwards I'll put it back in. But during the heat of the day, I think those things being in will be very, very helpful. So I wanted to try these pillows because in our old camper we got the little slide shades. It's almost like a shade, but it just slides, and it really worked well. Like when we were watching movies, it would like make everything dark. It was awesome, but it really didn't hold the heat out because it wasn't insulated. It was just a shade, really. So this being insulated, they swear by this, and they say this right here will keep the heat out. So I'm gonna stick this one in here. The only problem with this is like if you cook and you need this fan to let the smoke out, you'd have to get up here and yank this thing down first. But as you see, it fits in there nicely. It's not over snug. It just fits perfectly. And I'm excited to find out if that's going to help us out with this heat wave we got going on. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to enjoy the ride.